Welcome to the Champa Bay Podcast. We are here. My name is John Tagle. I hope you have a great time because we are the official podcast of the Tampa Bay area. We're the best. We're number one. Taylor, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are.
I have no idea. John, if you can help introduce me. I don't even know how to describe myself other than as a legend. So,
honestly, I thought you'd be pretty pissed because the Tampa Bay Lightning didn't even have a pick in the first round. Like, what kind of crap is that?
It's true. Yeah, I don't know. They're like, oh, let's win right now. Let's do all this shit. They're like, we're gonna get rid of all of our picks, get all these people to come in and win now, and then just get blown out in the first round. That's the way to go.
Hey,
but,
you know what?
Can't fight against the Champa Bay.
It's the Tampa Bay mentality
at this point. They're doing a fantastic job.
It's the Tampa Bay mentality. Get a bunch of good players for one good season, have a good hurrah, and then lose. That's what we like to see here in Tampa. But to put a little more structure into this podcast, I'm going to introduce myself officially. My name is John, the most handsome man in all of YouTube, Tagle. I am a Tampa Bay sports fan, as you can see, born and raised here in the Tampa Bay area, good old Sarasota, Florida. Taylor and I went to high school together. We've been friends for what? How many years has it been now, Taylor? About 10 years, maybe 11?
Oh, yeah. I've lost count.
12, 13, I don't know. Too many to count. We could write a book on the events that we have witnessed and done together. My goodness.
Hell, if we could only tell all the stories of all of the sports we've watched together and been disappointed over the years watching Tampa Bay sports. So just to have the last few years be fantastic. So, the ups and downs of sports. Oh,
you are absolutely
the misery
right.
you've had.
You are absolutely right on that. Being a Tampa Bay sports fan is equivalent to being a Cleveland sports fan. So, but at least we won a few championships.
I would never go that far. No.
At least we won a few championships.
That's quite a claim there, John.
We're pretty bad overall, but recently we've been pretty good. And I saw an interesting stat the other day that the Bucs have the second best record in the NFC in the past 3 years.
How is that even possible?
Tom Brady,
I guess so, but man.
Yeah, dude.
He changed the mentality of the team, I guess. But last year was not Tom Brady. That was just a ghost of a man. His soul has already been taken away.
Yeah, that was a ghost of a man. That was the Tom Brady that was dejected, uninterested in playing football, and more focused on his ex-wife, who now is surfing in. I saw she was surfing with her. She was surfing with her.
Jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah.
He has to help her with the form. That's all it is. They're not sleeping together. It's just purely business.
Absolutely not. Strictly business. Completely. It's like the old tennis instructor.
John, what are you thinking about all these rumors about Tom Brady's new girlfriend and all these things? Have you seen that?
She's
Instagram models that are all coming to watch the GOAT play.
Aren't they all 22 years old too? They're all young.
I would say that's the average age. Yeah.
Well, just call him Leonardo DiCaprio and sign him up and get him on the yacht.
Oh God. Well, I don't think he's gotten into it yet. I mean, he might be doing it and not posting about it, but I've not seen him feed into that lifestyle yet of just poaching young women because he can.
To be fair, Tom Brady was never really a social media guy to begin with. He had to be kind of coerced into doing it. The social media, he does the Twitter videos every once in a while. He'll do those. I think, he does the Instagram, but it's not like he gives too much of a shit about it. I mean, he's more focused on his TB12 training regimen thing that he has and his workout plan and meals and meal planning thing that he's got, which you can buy actually at Publix if you live in the Florida area.
Oh, I didn't know that. What's in the meal plan?
There's also the ones that I've seen at Publix are all the protein shakes and stuff like that you can buy in the nutrition section at Publix. But then you can also buy the meal plan on the website. I would have to link it in the description because you can get meal plans and stuff like that, which is kind of cool, I guess. Similar to probably Factor or HelloFresh or whatever, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But just branded with Tom Brady, it's a picture of a goat on there, so
Is it actually?
No, it's TB12.
I gotta get that pulled up. That just sounds too good to be talking about. What's it called?
TB12. TB12, meal plans or meal prep or something like that. It's TB12 something. It's a part of his whole brand.
The TB12 diet. Does it not include eating Subway?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the TB12 diet. Yeah, it has. I'm pretty sure it has a workout thing too that you can do.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah, see, it's it's pretty funny. I mean, You should be able to share your screen if you want to, so the people can see it if you're able to. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, like.
Oh yeah, make sure you close the hub down.
Yeah, hold on.
Make sure you close that Twisted Thugs page.
Yeah, did I? Yeah, did you need me to?
No.
Hold on a second.
Oh, let's go. He's pulling it up, folks. He's pulling it up. Let's go.
Hold on a second. All right. So.
Oh, there it is. Here it is.
There he is. There's the man himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tommy GQ himself.
That face does not eat bread.
No, it doesn't. That does not eat bread. Fun fact, he actually did not take a bite on that Subway commercial.
Wow, interesting.
Yep, because he does not want to eat bread.
Oh, you got to drink 20 ounces of water with the TB12 electrolytes.
Heck yeah.
Master your meal planning.
Let me see if I can make this bigger.
Leave the table feeling 75% full and stop eating. Oof, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy. Yeah, so integrate food into your workouts the right way. Fuel your body before you work out by drinking a high-calorie, high-protein, high-fat smoothie or shake. If you really want to fuel like Tom, add walnuts, acai powder, and hemp or chia seeds. Jumpstart your post-workout recovery by having a protein-packed shake after exercise. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. That's the TB12 regimen right there, ladies and gentlemen. If that's something you're interested in, we'll put the link in the description.
I was thinking other things related to Tom Brady. I mean, it seems like he's not really great at that social media.
Neither.
But you know what he does? He does bring people into his wing that are good at the social media, like Antonio Brown. Like he brought him right in.
Excellent segue.
Brought him under his wing, and that worked out great. I mean, look, they won a Super Bowl, and and we don't even have to talk about how it ended.
That's right. Everybody knows.
It ended right there. That's where it should have stopped. Just
everybody knows about the shirtless Jets exit. And you know what?
Between that, wasn't he also in the news recently?
Yes, he is. Not only for his rap career, but he is being
that
sued.
seems to be taking off.
He is being sued by the Arena Football League. Now, in a report, I need to pull up the report here. In a report by, because I don't want to get the source wrong here for Antonio Brown being sued by the Arena Football League, and it was for not having checks being given out. Antonio Brown sued. Here we go. It was by Sports Illustrated. That's who this was. This article was by. He is being sued for this. Hold on, I can edit this out though. Here we go. I just want to read the part that I read the other day. That's all I want, is just the part that I read the other day. Players and coaches were initially paid for their final game of the season, but one player noted that the check had been pulled from his account, which rose suspicion with other players and coaches who all eventually discovered that their paychecks, too, had been pulled from their bank accounts. Leggett says that the players are still owed $500 for their initial game for the Empire, and that he has tried to reach out to Antonio Brown, his accountant, Alex Gunaris, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, and team president Albert, oh my freaking goodness, these people's names are insane, Alberoni Dennis, but to no avail. Now that is crazy and very concerning for all of those players involved and coaches who are just trying to play the game of football, even for just $500 a game. That's pretty big for those guys to, maybe even get the exposure for the Arena Football League, because then if you get them into these other smaller leagues like the USFL or the XFL or, wasn't there a third one this year? I saw XFL and USFL. Was there another one?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Heck, you didn't watch it?
I always was the XFL, so.
I kind of watched a little bit of USFL. I tried to gamble on it. Don't gamble. Gamble responsibly, actually, is what I should say. Yeah. 18 and older, gamble responsibly. But I tried to place a bet on it because I know the XFL is very into like the Vegas odds and doing all that stuff with sports gambling. I thought USFL was as well, but I guess not. Maybe I was wrong. But yeah, that's crazy. Antonio Brown pulling money from the players, and that was potentially thousands of dollars that was pulled from those bank accounts. If it's $500 a player, and that's 52-man roster, that's potentially $25,000 that's pulled from those accounts. So that's a lot of money. And he and Antonio Brown potentially could be hurting for cash, or he's doing it because, I don't know, he needs a new studio for his rap career.
That's weird, though, because that sounds like for him that wouldn't even be that much money.
Right?
Realistically.
I know, especially with all the money he made with the Steelers. And didn't he sign a big deal with the Raiders before being cut and had some money? And then now the Bucs, he was there for a couple of seasons and got paid.
Yeah, what was he getting paid? Was he getting like that minimum?
I can take a look at what his contract was with the Bucs. I could definitely take a look. Antonio Brown, Bucs contract. What did that look like? It was up to $30 million. Up to $30 million. I don't know if that was per year. So let's take a look at.
With the Bucs?
Correct.
How in the world is that possible?
I think it might have been like a 2-year. Okay, here we go. Actually, I misread the number. I'm an idiot. In 2021, he signed a 1-year deal for $3.1 million.
And
so he made $5.1 million because he got a signing bonus as well. So that's what he made in his last year with the Bucs. And I was actually really excited when he initially signed with the Bucs, and I was really excited that he was going to play with Tom Brady and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, with potentially probably the deadliest trio of wide receivers that the Bucs and potentially the NFL had ever seen.
And Gronk.
And Gronk and Leonard Fournette to catch the ball out of the backfield. They were
set up to win that next year. They really were.
I know. And then, I might even upload the clip of me at the Bucs game, at that Rams game, when Leonard Fournette scored the go-ahead touchdown, and then my heart was immediately broken after with that Hail Mary pass to Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dagger right to the heart. So sad. I was there for that divisional game. My goodness, it was terrible. But yeah, Antonio Brown decided to become a basket case and then and blame everything on Tom. And I still to this day don't understand what he's blaming Tom Brady for, or what he's blaming Bruce Arians for, or even Todd Bowles for. I don't understand it still to this day. But he feels.
I think we need to write off anything Antonio Brown is saying at this point. I mean, he's not. I think we all know he's not completely right in his head. I think he needs a little bit of help finding himself. He's a little all over the place. Maybe if he got a few more massages, he'd be a little better.
Yeah, like Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, maybe he needs to get on Deshaun Watson's plan.
Yeah, he needs to get on the Deshaun Watson plan there.
Did they release the Bucs schedule recently?
They did release the Bucs schedule, the full Bucs schedule. But I wanted to get your thoughts on something that Baker Mayfield said the other day. I wanted to get your thoughts on this because I am below the floor, not into this Baker Mayfield being our quarterback situation. I am negative on this. I'm negative 1 million on this.
You sort of look like, I think, what was the first thing that you said when you read it? That you were going to run through a wall or something?
That's absolutely correct. It's going to make me run through a wall because I don't want to win any games this season as a Bucs fan. I want to lose because I want Caleb Williams in the draft. But here is the quote from Baker Mayfield. It was the first time I had fun playing football in a few years. It brought the feeling of having that success and really remembering what it was all about. Kind of hit the reset button for me. And this was a quote. This was a quote from him on his time with the Rams last season. And you want to know something? It makes me want to vomit. Because I believe that we should be using Baker to throw pick sixes, lose games, but still get Mike Evans over his 1,000-yard receiver mark. And
you could do that. You could just start from the beginning and just start chucking it to him, and he's going to catch half of them, but we'll throw picks for the other half. That's perfect. Good intelligence.
Give me the Jameis Winston treatment, please. Give me Baker Mayfield 30 for 30.
That's terrifying. Oh no, I don't know if I want to watch 3 touchdowns a game and 4 interceptions. Actually, I take that back. It was very interesting to watch. That was a lot of fun. There was a lot of up and downs with that.
To this day, I still remember that Seahawks game with Jameis where he had led that comeback drive to send it into overtime, and only to lose. Because we should have won that game because I believe he threw a pick six in the opening drive of that game. This was the year right before Brady came. I believe he threw a pick six to start the game, and then I believe he threw a pick six in overtime to lose the game, if I remember correctly.
Well, if that isn't Jameis Winston, I don't know what is. I mean, that was he's just out there eating W's and eating interceptions. That's all he does.
Yeah, we're going to eat a W today.
Oh, God.
Fucking Jameis.
It's so bad. Dude, it's so bad to watch.
My thoughts on Baker, he shouldn't have come to Tampa, honestly. He should have stayed, or he should have went to a team that doesn't need any rebuilding, in my opinion. I think, people can call me crazy, but I think the Bucs need a little bit of rebuilding because Mike Evans is getting older, right? We've had him since he's been drafted. He's getting older. Chris Godwin, now that's somebody we could build around, an offense around. Rashad White. Now, hear me out about Rachaad White. This guy, I think, has it. I think Rachaad could be one of the best running backs in the league this coming season.
You think so?
I
feel like he doesn't. The one thing he's missing is that all the successful running backs all have that that it factor, that size. They have a little bit of size. They might not be like tall, but they're built. He looks as if he's like a track runner.
Okay.
Like if he gets hit, he's going down. Like there's no he can't bounce off.
Here,
he just doesn't have that it factor.
Let's take a look at Rachaad
like an
White.
AP or the muscle hamster himself.
Oh, Doug Martin.
But Doug Martin was so slow. He would get into the open field and people would just catch him. Like they'd be like, "Oh, great, there he goes."
All right. So Rachaad White is 6 foot, 215 pounds. Is that not good enough for you?
No. He's got to get in that 225 range.
He needs to pack on a little bit.
He might as well be a hockey player at that weight.
Oh Jesus! Speaking of hockey, that draft. What do you think about hockey god number 2 being drafted number 1 overall?
Well, I think you said it better the other day. I mean, like he's definitely not hockey god. Seems like he's the son. So we're gonna call him Hockey Jesus. But
Hockey Jesus, baby.
Yes, and he's drafted by the Chicago Blackhawks, and it seems like
Connor Bernard.
Connor Bedard.
How funny that they
apparently if your name's Connor and you play in NHL, you're a superstar. So I don't know how that
Connor
works.
McDavid, Connor Bernard. Coincidence? Yeah. I don't think so.
Some of the other Connors actually probably aren't that great. I'm thinking about it. I believe there's a Connor on the Winnipeg Jets. But let's see. So he got drafted first overall, which I will say I kind of feel like the league is a little rigged, even though it's a draft lottery. It just seemed like this big market like Chicago was going away because everybody was leaving. They needed to rebuild. Everything was going on. And they're like, well, we're going to lose a lot of revenue in the league if Chicago sucks. And look at this. Now they're good again. Whoa, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how Pittsburgh went from winning, Stanley Cups or being like a fierce competitor in the 90s, then to losing all through the early 2000s. And they're like, you know what? I think Pittsburgh should get Sidney Crosby. Let's just give him Sidney Crosby. They're going to just fix this market real quick. It's like, how does this keep happening? You're like, there's not like any chance that they would go to like an Arizona that has no following at all. I mean, John, I'll be honest with you. Did you even know there was a team in Arizona?
The Coyotes, of course I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, here's one.
I won't doubt you again. I'm sorry.
Here's something for fans out there. What's the name of the Minnesota team?
Yeah.
Is this that new Seattle team? What's that name?
Yeah, that's right. What fans can name it?
Did you guys know that there's a San Jose team?
All right, John. You know what? I think going forward we should have some trivia on this podcast.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is I'm going to make up questions about hockey to ask you that I feel are very simplistic and easy. And we're just going to see how it goes about you naming these things.
That's right.
You need to find. We're going to find one for me too as well. I mean, you're going to have to pick something about football or like even something like I don't even know who Caleb Williams is.
Caleb Williams is the quarterback for the USC.
Is he even that good?
Hello, this is Shadow. If you saw him poke his head up, is Caleb Williams good? That's my dad's dog. Is Caleb Williams good? Let me don't touch my smoothie, dog.
All right. I haven't even heard of this bloke. Like, what are we talking about here?
All right,
where's his highlight reel? I haven't seen the highlight reel yet.
All right, so I will admit.
How come today is the first time I'm hearing about this guy? That's just he's saying something.
Okay, we're gonna go to Caleb Williams' stats here. This guy in college.
What is he, like a Trevor Lawrence? Like what are we talking here?
He's not as tall as Trevor Lawrence. He's only.
Is he Trey Lance? Like what type of quarterback are we talking? Like
okay,
who would you compare him to? An Eli Manning?
I would more compare him to like a Russell Wilson, early career Russell Wilson.
Oh, I was gonna say, please not right now, because I don't want Russ cooking in my kitchen.
That's right. But last season, Taylor, take a look at these stats. This is the last season. He had a 66% completion percentage and threw for 4,537 yards, 42 touchdowns, and only 5 picks, with a QB rating of 168.5. That dude is
kind of weak.
And it's not even considering his rushing stats.
I mean, if he can do that in the NFL, I mean, yes, that's fantastic. But he won't.
Well,
just like every other quarterback, like all the ones that are big, great names seem to not really do anything ever.
This is true.
Like how many picks? You know how many first round picks for QBs have been taken, and they just like fizzle out. Like it happens so often, and they're like, "Oh, this QB draft is so high, everybody's so good," and then like so the one from a couple years ago, right? I mean, look at who's the guy that was previously playing as a starter for the Jets, but now has to start behind Aaron Rodgers. What's that?
Wilson. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Milf Slayer himself, right? Milf Slayer. Is that what his nickname was?
He might not be winning on the gridiron, but he's definitely winning in the bedroom.
That's right.
I mean, a win is a win in his book, right? I mean,
yeah. At least that's more than what Jameis could have said.
That's right, because Jameis couldn't even see the W.
Yeah, he couldn't see the W, and I'm sure he couldn't even find his own bedroom. Well, he at least couldn't hit it with a football.
That's right. He was looking for the crab legs.
Oh my god! Oh, god, the visuals.
He was looking for the crab legs, man. He was looking for the crab legs.
Anyway, back to the Bucs though. Did you say that they released the schedule?
Oh yeah, let me pull it up for you because I'm actually going to a game. I'm going to the game against the Lions. Going to the game against the Lions, sitting right behind the bench.
What? How'd you pull that off?
How did I pull that off?
Yeah.
It was so.
Who are you giving sexual favors to?
Nobody. It was actually originally intended to be a Father's Day gift for my dad and my stepmom for them to go.
Mm-hmm.
But my stepmom was like, no, it's a 1:00 game. It's going to be too hot for me to go in October. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll go. So me and my dad are going to the game against the Lions.
Oh.
And I'm very excited because now I'm going to hopefully get to watch the Bucs lose and get to see Jared Hollywood Ryan Gosling Goff sling it. I am so excited to watch that game. Wait, I thought this was the schedule. I want the schedule. Tampa Bay Bucs schedule. I'm an idiot, dude. I just should have typed in Bucs schedule. There we go. I just typed in Bucs. Here we go. So here is the season as follows. We start on the road, which is kind of a bummer. To start on the schedule.
In Minnesota, huh?
Yeah, here, let me share my screen so that you can see as well.
Yeah.
Let's Bucs schedule. There we go. Share that bad boy. Okay, you can see this.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, so we start on the road against the Vikings, and then our home opener, September 15th, 1 p.m., the Bears. We're going to crush them. They suck. Justin Fields is garbage, not just because he played for Ohio State, but because I don't think he has what it takes to be the QB1 that Chicago needs.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. All these people that are taking these QBs in the first 5 picks of the draft, which ones of them turned out? Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence.
I was like, Jacksonville's working out. I mean, you got that. I mean, Joe Burrow looks good.
Yes, he does.
And that's about as much as I can think. What's his name? The Eagles quarterback.
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, I feel like came out of nowhere because he was no one was high on him. Like everybody's like, yeah, he's a first round pick, but is he really an NFL quarterback? He looks more like a running back. And honestly, at this point now, he's one of the better QBs in the league.
Yeah, and you want to know something, Taylor? I was very butthurt when Nick Saban subbed out Jalen Hurts for Tua Tagovailoa in the college football playoff a few years ago before they both got drafted. It forced Jalen Hurts to go play for Oklahoma. I thought Jalen Hurts was the better quarterback over Tua.
Yeah, well, they still won anyway, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But, Oklahoma's a power.
Well, did they? No, wait, did they win or did they lose to Clemson? I can't remember what year was that, John?
You got me. I'd have to do a quick Google search. But funny enough, as you're talking about,
was that a pre-COVID thing?
No, it was pre-COVID. It was pre-COVID, I believe.
Yeah,
I believe it was 2018 or something like that. But I will say this: Jalen Hurts will be coming to Tampa Bay on the 25th of September to play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a Thursday night affair, 7:15 p.m.
7:15. I've never seen a 7:15 game. That is an odd. What happened to the 8:15 games?
Well, here, what day of the week is that? September 25th. Huh, that's an interesting time.
September 25th. Let's take a look what that day that is. Oh yeah, happy July, John.
Yes, happy July 1st. Welcome to the
September. You said 15th.
25th.
25th. It's a Monday night game.
Monday night, so they moved it up. I thought it was 8:30, but whatever.
Yeah, that's normally what it is. But maybe they're gonna have 2 games that day.
Oh, maybe they've been doing that, right? They do. They usually do that.
Did Amazon buy the? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think they usually do that at the first Monday night game of the season. There'll be one on at 6 or 5:30, and then there's going to be one on at 9 or 10. Usually it's a West Coast team.
Didn't Amazon buy the rights for the Monday night games this year, or is that Thursday?
Oh, maybe you're right. I completely forgot about that. That Amazon is going to be a part. I thought Amazon was Thursdays.
Yeah, they had that last year. Let me see. Amazon buys NFL rights.
Sideline, looking at her hands.
You know, Deshaun Watson doesn't play for the Texans anymore.
Oh my God, I'm an idiot. He plays for the Browns.
He plays for the Browns. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Hold on.
No, they got
Stroud.
They got the other guy that's not Patty Mills.
CJ Stroud, I believe, is who they drafted.
Oh, really? Isn't he from
Ohio State?
He from? Yeah.
Yeah, let me go to Google. I'm pretty sure that's who they got. I'm such an idiot. Deshaun Watson still in the Texans. I'm living in fucking 2018, man.
I know COVID did a lot to your brain, but damn, John.
I know. I feel old. CJ Stroud. Yeah, he's a Texan. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where are we
Stroud, so that's a win. That's a win. Never mind. Forget what I said about Deshaun Watson. All right. Then we are home against the Titans. Now, here's my thing about the Titans. They are beatable. They are beatable if we stop Derrick Henry because I don't think they have very good wide receivers. So I think we could I think we surprise the Titans and beat them. I think that's back-to-back wins. So what are we? 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, 2-4, 2-5, 3-5, 4-5. I think we are 4-5 going into the game against the 49ers in San Francisco, and we lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, who is the Colts quarterback? It's not Matt Ryan.
Oh, they got rid of him?
I think he retired. No?
Oh, that's right. That's right. He retired.
Yeah,
it must have been all the memes that got him.
I mean, yeah, dude. The guy's 38 anyways. It's kind of time. He did retire. I mean, did he? He only played one season for them. But Colts QB.
That seems to be the place where people go to die. Tom Brady should go play for them next.
Oh, they drafted Anthony Richardson from Florida. Okay, that's who their quarterback is.
Oh, well, so that's a win.
For us? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
so
I think
we're 500, but it's in Indianapolis. Is that your pick?
No.
Okay, so we're 5-5 going into a division game against the Panthers at Ray J. Now,
on my birthday.
Yes, on your birthday, on December 3rd.
Looks like I'm going to that game.
All right, we're going to that game. So, December 3rd, the Bucs. Man, this is a close one. It's really a toss-up because I don't know how good the Panthers are going to be. And this is what's unfortunate about the Bucs season is that, we're 5-5 going into the late part of the season. And where does that put us in the draft? And where does that put us in the division? And where does that put us for even if we make it to the wild card? Like, how does that help us in the long run? But I think we could beat the Panthers.
John, I think we're 5-6 at this point. 5-6.
Yeah, we're 5
because we only have 6 games left at this point.
True. Okay, so we're 5-6 going into the Panthers game. Is that what you said?
I think when we play the Panthers, would you say that maybe they get to 500 and then that's when the season's going to end for them? They'll just stop playing.
Well, okay. So here's my thing: because all of these games, man, a lot of our games at the end of the season are winnable. Except the only 2 games I see us realistically losing are the Packers and the Jaguars. Because we can beat the Falcons. This NFC South is very soft.
We're going to lose to the Packers with no quarterback?
That's true. I keep forgetting that Aaron Rodgers is on the Jets. Dude, that's crazy.
Who's even throwing for them? Is it Jordan Love? Is Jordan Love finally getting his chance?
Is Jordan Love getting his chance? Okay, let's take a look. Packers QB. Is it Jordan Love? There's Sean Clifford. Is this guy's name? Where's he from?
That sounds very familiar.
He played for Penn State.
That's why. I was going to say, I actually saw him play last year. That's what I saw him play in the whiteout game at Penn State. In Happy Valley.
Yeah, good old Happy Valley.
Good old Happy Valley State College.
Rest in peace to their happiness because Michigan went in there and dominated them per usual.
Oh, yeah.
Go Blue, baby. Go Blue. Love me my Michigan Wolverines. They're always number 1. Leaders in the best. Here we go. So, against these Panthers, Falcons...
So, keep going. So, we're 6-6 with the Panthers. What about the Falcons?
Okay, so it's in Atlanta. Do we win in Atlanta? No, I'm going to say we lose, actually, because...
All right, so 6-7?
Yeah, do you remember this last season? Like, where we went into Atlanta and we just barely skated by for the win to get into the playoffs. I think they get us. There.
Yeah.
And then you think we beat the Packers in Green Bay?
I'm asking you. You tell me. You're the expert.
Because this is my worst nightmare. I say we do beat them.
So 7s? 7-7? Oh boy, John, we might not even get we're not getting Caleb Williams with this record.
No, we're not. But this is objectively speaking, because I have to take into consideration: is Baker Mayfield the man? Is he the guy? Because that's my biggest question mark. I think our team is built well enough, but it's the quarterback that's got me questioning. Am I going to get the Baker Mayfield that led the game-winning drive for the Rams? Am I going to
that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, am I going to get that Baker Mayfield, or am I going to get Browns Baker Mayfield? What am I going to get? Because if I get Rams Baker Mayfield, where he was energized, throwing the ball well, actually playing good football, and not being a complete dickhead, I'll be excited about the season. But as of right now, when you say Baker Mayfield's our quarterback, I'm not impressed. I'm not excited. I want to lose. I want Caleb Williams. I want the first pick in the draft. And going into this Jaguars game on Christmas Eve, I think we lose to the eventual Super Bowl champions, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's your pick, huh?
That's my pick for the Super Bowl champs. And then for the Saints game at home, historically, we're pretty bad against the Saints all the time, but I think we win.
So we'll be 8-8. We'll be 500 going to the last game of the year.
I think
division rival in Charlotte. And I have no idea what time of day.
Yeah, it's to be determined because I think it all hinges on how good the Bucs are and how good the Panthers are. But I think we win. And we just barely skate into the playoffs and then lose in the wild card.
9-8. You say we're gonna make 9-8?
Yeah.
Make the playoffs. Oh.
That's me being realistic with the season as a whole. But honestly, I don't like it. I don't like it as a Bucs fan, because I want us to get our franchise guy. And is Baker our franchise guy? Let me look at how old he is. Let me Google how old Baker Mayfield is, because I don't think he is our guy. Like, I just really don't. He's 28. He's still got time to develop into the system. But if we were going to use the Todd Bowles system, I don't think he's going to succeed, because the Todd Bowles system is run first. It's do short throws. It's dink and dunk offense, and it's not exciting. It's boring. It's slow. It's not good. If we're going to run Bruce Arians' offense, I think Baker Mayfield could excel, because Baker does throw the deep ball pretty well, in my opinion. He does like to throw like big guns. He's a gunslinger. That's who Baker is a gunslinger, in my opinion. He really does, have those attributes to fit the Bruce Arians offense, like Brady did in his first year with the Bucs. And you saw he threw for over 5K yards that season, I believe. Didn't he? It was like 5,000 yards and like 40 plus touchdowns. Like, that would work for Baker. But does this Todd Bowles offense work? I don't think so, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a repeat of last year.
Is he even running the offense?
Huh?
Is he even running the offense?
I can take a look. He was last year. I wonder if the Bucs offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich. So if Byron Leftwich is still – actually, no. We fired Byron, and we have Dave Canellis.
Well, they're trying to save on
who is now the new offensive coordinator, which I don't know where he came
Anyway,
from.
about the Lightning again, though. The Lightning are selling a minority stake in the team, actually. So in order to sell them, so they normally – how they talk about, like, they'll come out and they'll value the team before they sell? Mm-hmm. So they don't officially go out and, like, make values for all of the teams every year. They're just guesses. So, like, they're selling the Ottawa Senators. Do you know about that? They're actually selling their team, and they were talking about selling it to Ryan Reynolds as part of he was in on one of the things. He was not giving any money in there, but he was going to be as part of the thing, as he was going to get a stake because he was going to promote everything.
Okay, here's my take on that. I say if the Ottawa Senators can get Ryan Reynolds on board with that, that would be a massive win for them, because Ryan Reynolds and Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia bought a soccer team in Wales, Wrexham FC, and they literally were last place and very terrible in the lowest division in English soccer. They were terrible, and now they're awesome. Yes, now they're a phenom, all because they were able to dump some money into the team and get better players. If Ryan Reynolds is able to get his hands on, like, moving some players around, I'm not even going to lie to you, he actually obsessed over the game of soccer internationally so that he could get better players to play for Wrexham. Him and Mac obsessed over it so they could make the team better and the culture around the team better. And who's to say they don't do the same thing for the Senators?
The problem is, though, it's looking like it's not going to be them. They were like the number one bid going in, and then like Snoop Dogg was in on a team on a bot thing too. But neither of them got it. It looks like the one that got it was he was a part owner, I think, of the Detroit Red Wings, a minority stake. So he has to sell his stake technically, because I guess he's not allowed to own like
two teams,
a certain percentage of both at the same time.
Yeah,
like he can have ownership in both. I think it's just he can't have like too much of it. I can't remember what it was.
I bet he can't be a majority owner on one team and be a minority owner in another.
Yeah, so you can only have like minority stakes in both or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
that makes sense to me. But do you happen to know how much the Lightning could we potentially be partial owners of the Lightning?
I'm sorry?
Could we potentially be partial owners of the Lightning if they're selling minority stakes?
Oh yeah. If you want to start digging into your piggy bank, if you want to go and break and get your coins out, John. Yeah. So they are the highest officially valued hockey team ever, because they haven't valued there's obviously ones that are worth more, like Toronto and New York and all that stuff.
Yeah, the original six.
Yeah, the Lightning are now like they're saying they are worth like $1.4 billion. So before this came out, like let's say a couple of years ago, I mean the last team that sold in the NHL was like for a few $100 million.
Yeah.
So the Senators are not going to make $1 billion. They were trying to sell for $1 billion, but they're only going to get like 940, something like that. But originally, before all this stuff came out, they had no idea that they were worth this much. They kind of thought that most of the teams, they had the Lightning listed a value of about like $650 million.
And now they're worth like $1 billion.
Yeah, $1.4 billion is what they say.
Well, Jeff, I will say this,
Jeff Vinnick, who bought the team. I think he bought the team for like $130 million.
He's going to make a lot of money.
That's a lot. I mean, he's not even selling the whole team. He's just selling a stake. But he did dump a ton of money into that arena and the players. I'm
not going to lie to you. Amalie Arena is very nice. Like, it doesn't matter where you sit in that arena, you're going to see the game very well. Like, you could be sitting at the very top behind the freaking net, like, and you're still getting all the action. Like, it doesn't matter where you go there for. Like,
that screen is insane too. He put that. Yes. I think he put that screen in.
Yeah, the giant screen in above the ice
was massive. Oh my gosh! And then he was responsible for putting the pipes thing in, which I don't like as much. But I like the area though. I like that it's a bar. Like you can stand there and watch the game and get a drink. That's kind of cool.
It is. On operations, it's still
probably about as much as they want to be. I mean, ultimately they're the boss. I mean, like when it comes down to it, they have the guy who's running the team for them. So they have a president, then they have a general manager who the president can either run hockey operations or like oversee player management, but like they also do the business side of it, like how much money are we making, like what are we advertising with, that kind of stuff. So the president does that, but they also oversee like the general manager like runs the team, so they do the trades, they do the call, they do the drafting, they do all that stuff, and then you got the coach and then whatever. So but the owners are in charge of all of them. If those people don't produce, they're like, hey, we're gonna go somewhere else.
It's you're fired.
Oh God!
Yeah, but you know what though? It would be pretty fun, even though I feel like we would probably ruin the team.
Yeah, it's true. I wouldn't know what I'm doing. Sort of, kind of. I have an idea of what some players might look like, but that's probably about it. I mean, even the thing that they did with Ross Colton, where they traded him away because he was going to turn into an unrestricted free agent on today. Actually, he was going to. So they needed to trade. They needed to do something with him. They were supposed to give him an offer at some point if they were going to keep him, but they only have $8 million left in their cap space, and they need to sign like 6 players. So they were like, "We can't afford to pay you $3.5 million," which is what it sounds like they want, or what he wants. So they're like, "Let's trade you away before we lose you."
Yeah. So they got a pick out of it, right?
Yeah. So they got a second-round pick.
Why didn't the Lightning go through their roster a little bit deeper, and just trade away all of the people with expiring contracts for a lot of picks? Because do you feel like the Lightning are on the downswing?
They are a little bit. I think they're still in the position where they want to try to keep winning. Like they're not done. Like the core that they have is still there. They just might change some of the pieces around the edges. So I think the third and fourth line are going to be like you don't even recognize them. But that's probably about it. Like the first 2 lines. And obviously Vasilevsky's going to be back there for as long as we can keep him.
Oh, of course. Stonewall Vasilevsky.
As long as he's there, I think they're going to keep trying to win. If he starts falling off, I think that's the rebuild time.
Well,
because they still got multiple people that are scoring 100 points seasons.
Yeah, wasn't it 3? Stammer.
Oh wow, this just came out like a couple minutes ago. Ian Cole is now gone, who's one of our defensemen we had this year.
Breaking news.
I don't know if you know the story of him. He was part of a scandal actually in Raleigh with the Carolina Hurricanes.
I did not know
where the reporter for the team was sleeping with like 5 of the players, including Ian Cole. But he actually came to the Lightning like right before that happened. And yeah, so we only signed him to a 1-year deal, and now he signed a 1-year deal. Oh, okay, so he signed a 1-year deal with Vancouver for, I mean, not that much, 1.9, but I don't think we didn't want him for that much money.
So Taylor, you would call her a puck bunny, right?
Oh my God! Please never do that again. Oh boy! But yeah, she was reportedly like sleeping with like 5 of the players. So they fired her last year and had to bring in like a new reporter for the team.
Hopefully, it was a dude.
No, they brought in another attractive young woman. So yeah, from St. Louis or something like that. But, yeah,
they didn't learn from the previous.
But they made it very clear that can't be sleeping with the players.
Well, hey, if these players got mad riz, it's going to happen.
I think her name is Abby Labar, if you want to look her up. So what happened, though, it was so crazy because all of this came out 2 weeks before she got married. She was getting married.
And she was
she was getting married to, I think it was like a dentist or orthodontist or something like that. And like really nice guy from what I could do. And all this stuff came out and the wedding was called off. And it was a whole bunch of drama. And then like some of the players that reportedly were sleeping with her were married with kids. Like Ian Cole, who's now on the Lightning. And I'm like, great. So.
Oh, I see her. She's got like blonde hair.
Abby Labar. Yeah.
Okay, I see a picture of her. I don't recognize her at all, but that's...
She's not very... I mean, she's not famous. I mean, like, obviously she's just like attractive young reporter.
Neymar Jr.?
The football star was just called out for cheating, and he made like a public apology.
Neymar cheating. It's wrong, very disrespectful to your partner. Model calls... Oh, no, they called him out. Okay, news. Neymar pens heartfelt post after admitting to cheating on pregnant girlfriend. Holy crap. She was pregnant, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Spotted with... never mind. He was spotted with Jimmy Butler hanging out. Holy crap. So he cheated on his pregnant girlfriend.
So, but... Okay, but speaking of cheating, wasn't Neymar caught for cheating recently? Yeah, he has not had good press recently, because I think he was also at a Formula One race. And he was out on the sidelines, and you're allowed to be there, like, on the grass, like during the beginnings of it, like not the beginnings. I'm sorry, the pre-race stuff. Pre-race stuff. He was out there and like walking around, and then he was like, they told him he needs to come back in now because the race is starting, and he's like, no. So he was like staying out there during the warm-up lap, and they're like, no, you need to leave before you get hit by a car. Like you're gonna it's not safe. Like no one could be out here. So from what my understanding, I think F1 was talking about just banning him from the sport altogether. Because he's not following the rules. And this is like the second time he's done something like that. Like this is not his first thing. Like so he's having a tough month. Like it's been a rough month for Neymar. Neymar. Is that how you say Neymar? Yeah. I'm gonna say this. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. John, I wanted to ask you about one more thing before we wrap this up here. Okay. Did you see that the USF is making a new football stadium on campus?
Wait, which campus though? The one by Emily?
Yeah. They're no, not by Emily. I think it's their Tampa campus, like the one by Busch Gardens, I think.
Oh, by Busch Gardens. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are they putting that? Do they have room?
I'm not sure, but they have some room apparently. But they were talking about they don't like playing at
Ray J.
Thank you. Yeah, Ray J. anymore, and they want to have a more student life sort of fun scene that's going to recruit better players to come play for them. They feel like the way they play right now that they don't know, there's no hype in it. So like they can't get a lot of people in. The coach doesn't care. All the students there's going to be a massive student section for that. I mean, like the USF is a pretty large school at this point. Like they will get a ton of. I mean, look at all the USF students that are going to the Lightning games. There's like almost like 500 or 1,000 that are making their trip down to Tampa. Like it's not even close by. They've been getting worse. They went 1-11 last year.
Okay, I thought I saw something where they were better.
Oh my!
Wow!
And I thought they were bad. I didn't realize they were terrible. That is. I wouldn't even, as a student, I wouldn't even probably go watch. That's so bad.
Okay, I was living.
Oh my God, John, put it this way: like the beginning of the year, what was it? The beginning of March or spring. The Tampa Bay Rays won more games in 1 week than USF has won in 3 years.
Yep.
That is so bad. I mean, they probably won like 5 or 6 games in a week.
Yep.
Because they won, right? Then they won like, it wasn't 18 straight or something like that. I can't.
Oh my God! Yeah, to start the season like 18. To start the season,
yeah. And to think, I mean, like USF hasn't had a. Oh, that's so bad.